All right, that's cool. We got a Wimby one. So Wimby or Mitch? Let's go and do Mitch first, and then we'll do a separate segment on Vic. I said this already, but I'll say it again.
Joker being Joker.
I am praying that they ask him about Sohan, like Sohan's health. And this is my charitability, right? Sohan only had 26 minutes, I think he played. We desperately need him in the fourth, a good chunk of the fourth and overtime, and that is not what they did. At the very least, I would have rather Castle just been out there so we can have an extra defender out there so they wouldn't just get whatever they wanted. But that is not the case. So I hope that they ask him about that because that really frustrated me.
Overtime, or was there something you guys...
What do you say?
Joker being Joker in overtime, or was there something
Jokic.
You guys that you saw you guys could have done better?
I thought there was a couple times throughout the game we were a little indecisive. I mean, it's always Joker being Joker, but I think when you get in between or are in a
Sohan will be a champion? Yes. Yes. I have no reason to be biased just to be biased, right? Like, I know people get irritated with, how I talk about Keldon, but like, I genuinely do like Keldon. There's no reason to not like Keldon. There was genuine reasons for me not to like DeJounte Murray when he was with the team because of some of the off the court stuff, and it felt like I was going crazy because I was mentioning people say that's not that big a deal, Clan, only for him to leave the Spurs and then talk trash about us. But prior to that, I didn't really like him that much. But with Keldon, I really like Keldon, and I'm trying not to be like biased at all. My bias would lean towards just being totally okay with his play style all the time, right? But that's not the case. So with Sohan, it's kind of the same thing. I like Sohan, but if Sohan thought was genuinely a detriment to the team, I would say it. Like, I wouldn't hold back. You guys know that Derek White was my favorite player since Manu Ginobili, right? I was very adamant on that. Every single game I talked about that, how much I like Derek White. He got traded. I thought it was a good trade. Same thing with Josh Primo, right? Josh Primo, they got him off the team. I didn't sit here and try to advocate for him to come back. He needed to go. That was terrible. Even though this channel turned into a Primo channel for a while. I mean, let's be honest. But like, I'm not going to sit here and just hold a bias just to hold it. Josh Primo, yeah. But same thing with Sohan though. I love Sohan as a teammate. I love him, off the court. It seems like he really gels with the team. But on the court, I genuinely do believe that his skill set is very important to a championship team and a dynasty. And you need that type of player, that connector, that defender that can do so many different things on the court. He's been the most consistent among our players as far as what he's bringing on a night-to-night basis. That's why he gets so many minutes usually. So this isn't me just having like a weird bias for Sohan just to have a bias towards Sohan. I don't know why I would. I'm a Spurs fan first. So if you're a detriment to the team, I'll just say it. As a fan, I'll get irritated, right? But with him, you said not recently. No, Sohan's been totally fine. I mean, he's had some injuries, most recently, but he's been fine. Defensively, he has been totally fine. I know it was one game in which people were saying like, "Oh, Sohan, he was so trash," and then we look at Anthony Edwards' numbers, with keeping in mind that Sohan had to guard him along with guard Rudy Gobert, which was insane how often they had him moving on the court, and he did a really great job on him. I say all that to say this: Sohan a punk? Exactly. We need that. You need a punk. I say all that to say this. I'm going to try my best to be as unbiased as humanly possible. It's going to be hard because I'm a Spurs fan, so I'm going to lead in that direction. But Sohan is important for this team. And in this game in particular, I did have a genuine issue with him not playing at the end. But it could very well just be injury. And it probably is because he usually gets like 30-plus minutes. And people have brought up as well that he had a heat pad. So it's probably just injury, right? Minutes restriction. But I wish that they would have managed that a little bit better, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, the minutes, that is, the minutes, not the injury, the minutes.
Aggressive to at least force him to his hand at something, then you are just at his mercy when you give him multiple options or, things to choose off the menu. But yeah, for the most part, I think we still, again, made him work pretty hard. I was probably more disappointed tonight in our offense. Especially in the fourth quarter, I just felt like we got a little stagnant in mud.
What specific?
And Sohan gave you a 3. He gave you a clutch dunk. He gave you a defensive rebound, an offensive rebound. Yeah.
He slowed down offensively.
But he had to
I know
sit.
You mentioned that you got stagnant, but was there anything else that was going on that kind of forced it that direction?
You know, when they were switching tonight and last night, our best possessions in general, I would say, but were when we got off the ball quick and we played out of second side closeouts and rotations. I think sometimes when we were trying to force certain mismatches or perceived mismatches or certain defenders or people with the basketball, we got to over dribbling a little bit, and that's where we got stagnant.
So in is Bruce Bowen 2.0. Bruce Bowen better than Jeremy? Guys, no disrespect. Sohan is definitely more talented than Bruce Bowen. No disrespect, but like, come on, man.
It allowed them to load up to the ball or show crowds where they wanted to.
Yeah.
And then you're playing against late clock, and it just makes it really hard. I thought when we got off the ball early, the ball found people on the second side, whether they had shots or closeouts, and then you just play off.
Bruce Bowen is a winner. Bruce Bowen won games, yes. Bruce Bowen could hit a 3. Good job. Good job, y'all. Nice work. Bruce Bowen could shoot. That's what entices people nowadays. Yeah, that's kind of it. He was a corner 3-point maker. Not as impressive. Okay, anyways.
That.
You beat them on the road last night. You lose to them in overtime against the best player in the world. Is that a case where you're disappointed, with the loss, or just feel good about where you guys are overall at this point?
I think all of it's partially
Revisionist
true.
history, man.
Frustrating loss, especially when you felt like you had some control late in the game like we did in the fourth quarter. You don't play a team of that caliber 2 nights in a row as well as we did without saying you're doing some good things. So it's that never-ending battle at improvement and perfection and growing.
Overall, you guys have had a winning record since being fully healthy. Is that a good sign for you, even if you lose a game like tonight?
Bruce
overall
said Bruce and Jeremy both can move their feet on D. Yeah, and Bruce Bowen, don't get me wrong, like he was great for what we needed. He was a phenomenal role player, but Sohan is definitely more talented than Bruce Bowen. Like I said, no hate, but he's definitely more talented than Bruce.
Seems like the pieces are starting to click a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't even know when you're alluding to be honest. Like in terms of the record, I think we're growing as a team. Just in terms of.
They're not gonna ask about Jeremy not playing. No one cares. No one cares. No one paid attention. No one thinks that's a big deal. Just ask about the injury, and I'm cool.
Trying to execute, trying to be fundamentally sound, more consistent, trying to be more connected.
Who criticized Devin Vassell? He says stop criticizing Devin Vassell. He's trying to get in the rhythm. I don't know if anyone in the chat even. If you're talking about me, did I say anything negative about? I didn't say anything negative about Devin Vassell. No, I didn't say anything. Come on, guys. This is revisionist history. That's revisionist history. Should I even respond to that? You said Finley's better than Vassell. Come on. Let's stop. Clan, what about DeRozan? What about him?
On defense and not skipping steps in terms of transition defense, spacing on offense, having the ball go side to side and be disciplined and trying to play good team basketball.
When a guy like Michael Porter gets on a roll like he was, do you consider a couple of possessions with the zone or try to do something?
You think Jeremy a jerk sometimes? Absolutely. Jeremy Sohan's a jerk. Absolutely. Are you kidding? I wouldn't want to play him. Yeah. He's awful. He's horrible. I don't want to play him. That's why he's important.
something to disrupt what he's got going on?
Yeah, no, he got going. He did a really good job, especially when we were doing an okay job with everybody else. He kind of kept them afloat there, and we did have some breakdown in coverages, and there might have been some things that I could have done as well, to your point. But yeah, it's one of those you just live and learn, and hopefully you execute a little bit better and learn from some of the decisions we made.
Hold on. That last part, I want to hear it one more time.
Especially when
Possessions with the zone, or try to just a role like he was. Do you consider a couple of possessions with the zone, or try to do something to disrupt what he's got going on?
Yeah, no, he got going. He did a really good job, especially when.
Okay. I didn't miss anything. Fasell and Johnson disappear on offense often. At least they are rebounding more. Fasell is definitely, like someone in chat brought up, he's trying to find his rhythm. He's been very aggressive over the course of the last couple games, so no hate there. Sohan seems like a great teammate, so does Keldon. Oh, yeah. When I say he's a jerk, I just meant for the opposing team. You know, obviously he's going to be a jerk for us in practice sometimes, but that's okay. Mitch Johnson is garbage. I wouldn't say that. I think Mitch Johnson's done a good job. Like I told you guys, I give him a B plus. Larry says, Mitch, be better. Stop playing KJ last 2 minutes when we have Jeremy and Steph for D, and Devin, Victor, and I don't know what that is. Yeah, I mean, I agree for the most part. Last game, it made a little bit more sense with Sohan being out and Keldon being on somewhat of an offensive role. It made sense. This game, I don't understand it at all. Thought it was terrible. I think Mitch was who Sohan punched in practice. I don't think Sohan punched anybody. He probably got into it with Collins, honestly. Anyways. I also can't comprehend why Fasell is taking more shots than Wemby. I can comprehend that. Let's not act like this game Wemby's shot selection was just top tier excelente, okay? I mean, he took a total of like 12 shots or 20 shots, and 12 of those were behind the arc. I think he took 19 shots, 12 of those behind the arc. Like, he went 2 for 12 from 3. Like, in the course of this game, I could very much see why Fasell took more shots. Also, Wemby lost the ball a lot. Anyways.